Unmuted.
Okay, I can say inappropriate things now.
Okay. All right, now that Lewis has left the room, I can take this off. There's no corona anywhere. Hello. I'm not Lewis. Let's see. Let's get this ready for you guys. All right, I'll wait a minute or two before I start streaming. What is upstream? Let's do this. Get my chest up for the lady viewers. You know, get your muscles moving. All right, let's go. All right, all right. Hello, everyone. Today I will be fixing a common issue on these 13-inch, 15-inch MacBook Pros from 2016 to 2017. There's this issue called Flexgate, where over time the flex cable on the machine will the flex cable on the machine will bend and go to and fro up until the point where it actually detaches from itself, and then you'd start getting no backlight once you open the screen completely. I'll show an example of this right now. I believe the overhead cam is one of these. F4. All right, everyone tell me it's F4. Remember that. So I'm going to connect my 1707. I already have this disassembled for you guys, so you don't have to watch 27 minutes of me disconnecting the board. So you have everything plugged in. We're going to turn on the board, and I'll show you that we will have image. But as soon as I move this board, the image will disappear. But it's not the image, it's the backlight. But since there is no backlight, it looks like there is no image. All right, so I'm going to line this up perfectly because usually the flex cable is so fragile that it just breaks right off. I mean, it doesn't work to begin with. Okay. So within 15 seconds, we will have an Apple logo. Hey, hello, Christopher. Finally catching you live. Wait, you're not Lois. Oh, shoot. Do I want dead fishies? You know, we would love dead fishies. Every time you bring it over, you know, we can't give you our condolences since Lewis is streaming, but everyone in the store enjoys them. Daniel, thank you for your $1, and Kopaz, thank you for your 2. Let's see. Is this even working? I forgot to get this. Do I have backlight? I have backlight. Okay. So any second now, you'll get an Apple logo. And I gotta adjust this camera a wee bit. Okay. That's good. Still have backlight. Okay, so you have an Apple logo. Now, the second I move this logic board, the Apple logo will cease to exist. Boom. Gone. Now, the reason for that, again, is the this thing called Flexgate, and I'll give you an even detailed example. I'll show you the cable and how it is failing. So let me move the logic board out of the way. Okay. So we're going to move our microscope out here. A little more. Okay. Is it F3? F2. It is F2. Okay. Turn up the brightness. Okay, so you can see right here. Right? Yeah, right there. So this is the flex cable that goes to the screen. Now you can't simply replace this cable. It's actually soldered onto the LCD itself, or the assembly at least. And you can see there's a little cut here. That's because over time, when this machine bends to and fro, it actually gets pinched right here on this exact area. And if I get this in focus, you'll see the cable's actually ripping. You can see right there. Oh, it's actually clean cut from the board. There's actually no contact whatsoever. So it's a miracle that I'm actually getting backlight and image from this machine, since this cable is completely ripped. All right. So usually, Apple says there's a small percentage of people experiencing this issue, when it's literally every single machine from 2016 to 2017 having this issue. Again, they manufactured this cable wrong. The problem is that some people don't open their screen as vigorously as others, so they're experiencing the issue. They're not experiencing the issue at the time, but eventually they do. Currently, there is a recall program, since people were complaining about it, but it only covers the 13-inch, and the one I have here is 15 inches. If you bring this to the Apple Store, they say, "Fuck you," so give me $600 to fix this. I'm like, it's pretty unfair to the customer, but it is what it is. You bought an Apple product. So there's two ways. Usually, whenever we get this into our shop, we tell them, "Hey, you can try Apple. If you complain hard enough, they'll eventually replace your screen, or they should replace your screen for free." But again, if they're unlucky, then we would usually replace their assembly instead of repairing it. Because again, you're going to see throughout this video, this repair is pretty janky. I'm not sure how well it holds up. I haven't seen any issues from people who've done it, and I haven't heard from them saying it came back. But it does look pretty janky, and I wouldn't recommend it. And usually what we do is we replace the screen with a functioning new assembly for the customer. But anyway, we'll get started on this repair. Oh, thank you, Christopher. Everyone in the shop will thank you severely, or thank you greatly, severely. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here? Damn it! I gotta get used to the overhead cam. There we go, F4. So how I would do this repair is, I would pull this cable out, and you have the little motherboard that's on here. I'll grab a little jig, or like a platform to solder onto. I gotta move this camera a bit and my tweezers so I don't crack this guy's assembly. Okay, so now that this is moved forward, I'll plop this on here, and it'll be my work surface. And then I'll just grab some Captain tape, hold it in place. Alright, I have been doing chat at the surface. I haven't read your comments in a while. Flexgate sucks, of course it does. Let's see. 99 is a small percentage. There's one guy out there with a flawless machine running. I bet it's Tim Cook's MacBook. There's no issue with my MacBook. What do you mean? Okay. So we're just gonna tape you down. That way when I'm soldering it doesn't move about. And that should be sturdy enough. Thank you for the €5. It's sad that there's no easy way to make this cable longer. Some guy actually found this cable. They found the edited version of this cable, and he took apart the screen and realized the cable is actually soldered on a different, like the newer cable has its own like different pads, so he couldn't fix it even if he wanted to. All right, let me get the camera in focus here. Oh wait, I messed up. I work on the cable first, not the... Okay, there, that's what I do, yeah. Alright, sorry guys, you're not going to see this for the first 10 seconds, but I'll get back to you in a sec. Okay. There we go. And switch to my microscope. That's not the microscope. I'll turn the brightness down so you guys can see. Okay, so we have our cable here. And there was a diagram on one of the Mac repair forums of a guy who actually did this by himself. I believe his name was Matt Bone. I will give credit to the images in the description, most likely when this video becomes public. I will also show a diagram of the photos on the actual video. There'll be like a little box on the screen, they'll show you exactly what I'm doing and like what these cables are for. But we'll get started on the repair. What we first do is, you see the slice thing, the part of the cable that's ripped here. What we do is we just gut it. We don't need it anymore. All this is useless to us. So we do a nice little cut down the center. And that is now gone. We've killed this customer's machine. The game's repair is done, guys. No, just kidding. Okay. So now what we do is we're just gonna lightly scrape at the cable itself, and eventually this little black stuff will go away, and it will reveal the coating that is underneath. Now I believe there is 8 or 9 pads that run through here. 6 of them are LED returns, 3 of them are ground, and 1 is the backlight. Now the part that always rips is the backlight, which is why, you know, Flexgate is Flexgate. So we're just going to continuously scrape this. Don't scrape too hard, you might actually rip the pads themselves, and you know, then you'd have to cut this back even more and run a longer jumper. So we're just going to lightly scrape. You don't have to scrape too much. The soldering iron will do the work for you. That I'll show you in a second, but I just want to get rid of as much as possible. Okay, so now we have this orange gunk, this just orange box here. They're not revealing any pads whatsoever. Just gonna turn on our fume extractor, that way we don't smell any of these delicious, delicious solder fumes. And we're gonna start by applying flux, which Lewis does not have a syringe for. You know, he's Lewis Rossman, he likes to use the most amount of flux, and using a syringe just gets in the way sometimes, you know? But that's not me. I don't want to use that much flux. So instead of me looking for a syringe, I'm just gonna massage some flux on here. Little janky, but whatever works. Yes, this is me. I am Anel. How can I help you? Alright, now we just get our soldering iron up to temp. We're going to get some solder. Shoutouts to Paul Daniels. And we're just going to lightly rub against here. And eventually you'll see that all the pads will catch some solder, and those will be the things that we will be running our jumpers to. You see all of them are slowly getting revealed. I think all that is ground. Yeah, okay. So once I scrape all this and it's clear that you can see the pads, I'll tell you what each one are. Alright. I might have to dim the light a little bit more. Oh shoot. My little stopper broke off. Okay. There we go. Stopper applied, I guess. Alright. Just gonna dim the light a little bit more so you guys can see. Okay. So I'll have a diagram on the left so you guys can follow along in the video. But I'll tell you this right now on stream so you guys can also follow along. I don't want to leave anyone in the dirt. Where's Lewis's Q-tips? There we go. Alright. And alcohol. Sorry, I don't know Lewis's setup, so I'm kind of like scurrying around trying to help you guys. And his alcohol dispenser isn't alcoholing dispensing. Come on, Lewis. How does he work in these conditions? Okay, there we go. Got some alcohol. I'm gonna brush off the excess flux and whatever goop that's left on here. Alright, and I'm gonna wick this off because that's a lot of solder anyway. Okay, so on this cable there are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pads. So these two fat ones are going to be your ground pads. And then over here are 6 very tiny ones. These are your LED return signals. So the screen is divided into 6 parts, 6 giant strips. And, each one of them needs their own return signal. Right here is ground. Again, I don't know why it's in the center or why it's even needed if you have these 2. And then right here is your backlight output. This is where 50 volts go. It's right next to 2 ground pins, which is, fun. All right, so the way we do this to extend the cable is back then, the original strat was to run every single jumper one by one. What someone found out was instead of running 6 individual jumpers, you can actually just run one jumper and bridge all of these together to make one giant LED return signal. Again, it looks a little janky, but it works, so, there's no complaints here. So what I'm going to do now is, I believe I dropped my jumper. I want this to last as long as possible. So I'm using the thickest jumper wire that I have that is, reasonably thick. I think it's 30 gauge wire. Usually what people use, they use like 60 gauge, which is very tiny. I don't really trust it. I feel like it'll rip, like just one out of the blue. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run 6 we're going to run, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to run 4 jumpers right here, and that will extend the cable basically. We're basically extending the cable on here. So we're going to get started. I like to start off with the ground pins. They're the most easiest. So we're just going to apply our jumper. Bada bing, bada boom. Just make it look pretty. And that's jumper 1. And we're going to cut it off at the midway. Oh my god, my soldering iron almost just fell on me. Let's make this more secure. Oh, it's actually burning. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to cut this off. Okay, you could extend this as much as you want. I'm just going to make it reasonably long. I'll square them up at the end anyway. So yeah, this is our new cable. So the cable used to be like about here, this long, and our new cable is now going to be this long. So there's not going to be any flex-related issues with this repair anymore. All right, now we're going to run our second jumper. It's going to be our... I'm going to run the hard jumper just to be certain that we're not going to have any issues. So I'm just going to bend my wire to make some sort of L. And I gotta tin this. I gotta remove the copper coating that's on this jumper anyway. And I'll do it on the mat since I don't want to transfer any heat onto a giant pad. It's not going to solder at all. Okay, that looks tinned enough for me. Now I gotta add some more flux. So we're gonna slap some flux on here. Add solder to my iron, and we should be good to go. Now the problem with this is if I solder one part, the other part will desolder itself from the board because everything is getting hot. So it's just going to be a game of press and release. Okay. Now that it looks like it's in place, I'm going to bend it so I get the shape that I want. I might need 2 tweezers for this. Yeah, after I run the jumpers, I'll run a continuity test to make sure nothing is shorted. That way, I don't blow up the guy's screen after I plug it in. Okay. So these are like really dangerously close to each other, but that's how MacBooks are. If you're not about to explode, then it's not a MacBook. Just want to solder on this corner piece. There we go. I can solder on the front piece, middle piece. Of course, it desolders itself. So then we vigorously try again. This time I won't ask nicely, I'm just gonna plop you on the board. I'm just gonna apply some pressure so I don't get it moving anymore. There we go. And now the cable's moving, that's fun. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm just gonna wipe it off with some alcohol so then I can test continuity. Now you want to make sure that you're not touching the ground pin that's right here, otherwise you'd have a bad time. Alright. Shift, range, diode mode, okay. So I can't show you my multimeter, but I can guarantee you'll hear this beep. So we're just gonna get that in focus. Okay, so I'm gonna touch the absolute end of this. Touch to the front, hear the first beep. Try the second one, second beep, third beep, and fourth beep. And the fifth, oh yeah, there's 6 of them. Oh, is there no beep here? This one might not be soldered. No, it's soldered on. Okay. Yeah, there's just... Yeah, they're all soldered. Okay. So now that the hard part is out of the way, we can do the next 2 jumpers. I need a secretary to deal with chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, if my face is in the microscope, you obviously can't look at the screen. I'll be sure to check it out every second I can. Maybe I should get Lewis to re-chat for me. Okay, and then the next jumper should be fairly simple. Since these are just really big pads, I get some for that and some for you. Now the problem, the scary part is if I knock my my fancy jumper. I gotta use a smaller iron. I'm not trying to deal with that. Come on, mofo. And soldered on. Nice. Now, you may think that these 2 are touching, but in reality, they probably are. Just want to make sure, because I don't want a short backlight to ground. Yep, they're not touching. Perfect. Alright, now I can just cut this one, and I'll run the last jumper. Snip. And the last jumper should be fairly simple. And I'm just breathing in all these fumes. There we go. Oh, you guys didn't see that. Oh, shoot, sorry. So what I did is I just ran that last one. All right. So there we go. That's our Flexgate repair halfway done. Just gonna remove this Captain tape, throw it out. So now that we have this, see, we extended it out about a couple centimeters, maybe 1 or 2, which is all it really needs. It didn't need. They made it slightly too short, which I hope cost them a lot of money. I know it cost me a lot of money. So we're just going to clean off the flux, and then we're going to green all this up, because I don't want to have exposed, backlight voltages and whatnot. And it's also dire to keep the longevity of this device as if we green this up nice and well. So now that we have our 4 jumpers, we should be all set. The next part of this will be we got to put this on the screen side, which shouldn't be too difficult. Where is my green? There it is. Just gonna inject some green on the board. Everyone loves green. Give it a nice spread. And now for the best part, everyone cover your eyes. You're about to get 51 watt of UV rays. Are you guys blind yet? Okay, and now that that's dry, I want to put another coating on. You can't just add a bunch on, because then the top layer would dry up and the bottom would still be soaking wet, and what usually happens is that it just falls apart afterward. So we're just going to apply 2 parts of green shit. Make sure that this does not get anywhere, any risk of shorting out in the future. There you go, nice 2 coats. And again, cover your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that got me. That reflected right at my eyes. Alright, now for the fun part, applying this to the logic board on the screen. So now we're going to have our screen connector right here. Move it a little forward, back, left, right. Alright, that's good enough. Oh, excuse me. Where's my Captain Crapped-on tape? Where is my Captain tape, actually? Hello? Where are you hiding from me? Yes, this is an L. Future ex-employee. Right, there's good. And I'm just gonna tape this on so we don't have this moving when we're soldering. Alright, so now what people usually do is they would solder the wires onto here, but since we are Rossmann Group, we give it the JTAG treatment. So pretend this is a dirty little JTAG. First you get a monstrous amount of flux, and then you die. Die, screen connector JTAG guy, die. Hey, wake up from sleep. Are you hot? Oh, it is. Oh, it's working. Oh, jeez. Okay. Die, JTAG, die. Evil, evil JTAG. I want to be careful not to touch the guy's screen, by the way. That'll be a different issue that I probably can't solve. Die, JTAG, die. Okay. So once I clean this up, I'll again demonstrate what you're supposed to do in this situation, so you guys can follow along. Okay, so those 4 jumpers that I had, oh my god, I have flux all over my hands, on my tweezers. Oh, some of it got on the portal gun, some of it in my mouth. Ugh, it was just a giant mess. Okay, so we have this connector and we have our 4 jumpers. So most of this is no stuff, but let's see. So we have these 2 on the ends are going to be our ground pins. These 6 in the center, excluding these 1 and 2 pins. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here is our LED return signals. And if I turn up the brightness, you can see that these 4 pads right here are our backlight with this little box. And that's what we're going to be soldering onto. So I'm going to start off with our ground pin. Oh, Sushi's here.
Also, Podcast said that I do a circle to make it strong. I do a circle on return lines to make it.
A circle? Ah. Okay. Thank you, Christopher. Okay, back to this, and then we'll enjoy some sushi. We'll start off. I just lost my train of thought. Let's go. That was kind of awkward. I chose the wrong angle to do this in. Oh, jeez. Oh, I gotta go left-handed for this one. Okay. I'm not as dexterous.
I thought you were using tweezers.
but it works fine. It's so confusing.
There's something wrong with the settings over here.
I need flux. Okay, I forgot to add some flux. Alright, maybe it's the tiny iron. Maybe that's the play. If it wasn't tangled. Oh, jeez. Come on, Lewis. What is this station? Huh. Well, that's strange. Technical difficulties, folks. My bad. Thank you for the 5 years. There's nothing wrong with going left-handed. That just means you can fix 2 MacBooks at the same time. Nothing more fun than soldering on a ground pin. There we go. Okay, that's some progress right there. I'm just gonna scrape this coating so I can solder this back on. Come on, ground mofo. Alright, yep, Big Iron is tag team in this one. Alright, we're on there. Nice. Okay, so that's our ground. And now we gotta do the janky return signal line. So I gotta get 2 tweezers for this again. Oh, whoa, 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 you're not soldered on. Hey, he's breaking free. Okay, not moving anymore. Fuck you, mofo. Okay. Bring it back. Make a nice L shape. Perfect. Oh, wait. A little too small. A little more. Come on. Actually, I think that's good enough. That's not good enough. It's good enough. Come on, I got 5 out of 6. Oh shoot, I almost ripped it right off the cable. You guys don't know how small this is if you've seen it in person. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I forgot to strip the coating. Noob mistake. What if I apply the first one? Bam. Easy. Okay, perfect. Now I just gotta maneuver my tweezers. We're moving. Okay, perfect. I just gotta add solder to every side. So I'll tickle that with some solder. Hold this in place. Touch this side with some solder. Get some nice bridges going. There we go, yeah. Now that's on there. And we're gonna clean it off and, you know, so it makes it look good. At least you guys can see it's not just one giant black ball. Alright, and turn up the brightness. You see that everything except for that last pad is not touching, which is what we need. The last two pads do not touch, and to confirm, we're going to do the beep test. This one, no beep, perfect. Oh, you guys can't see that part. Okay, doesn't matter. This part, beep. Next part, I get beeps, beep, 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 and beep. So we got 2 more jumpers to run, and then we'll be done with this Flexgate repair. Now we grab the backlight side. And I really should have tinned these beforehand. You gotta strip the copper coating off. Okay. So I don't need to touch all 4 pads. Hitting 2 should be enough for this jumper. Yeah, I'll make it slightly shorter. I forgot to trim them anyway. So just that. There we go. Get a nice blob of solder on these 2 pads. Perfect. Now we in business. And then we're just gonna cut off that end piece. Circumcision. Clink. You're now a man. And I didn't like how that jumper moved, so I'm just gonna heat it up a little bit more. Okay, now that's not moving. And then we can just slap this ground one on. Scrape the enamel. One pin. 2 pin. Make sure they're on there, and we're done. And that is a Flexgate repair in a nutshell. Oh, hey. What happened here? How did you peel off the board? Hey, get back in your hole. Did you get scammed? When I say stay, you stay. Yeah. Stupid ass mother. Oh, Australian 5. Does this mean that you're getting a bonus this week for streaming? I can't answer that. Lewis is watching. Everyone get down. I'm just gonna recoat this afterward. Okay. So a nice little blob for you, because you want to give me a headache. Okay. And the UV. I'll restream. Did stream just go back to 4 years? Okay. Okay, there we go. And then we're just gonna clean this part of the board. I can't move the microscope forward. Let's see. This microscope stand is very heavy. For no reason. Let's go. I'll lower down the brightness. Good enough. Okay, so we try to remove as much flux as possible, because flux and conformal coating do not mix. So you try to get as much of it as you can, and you can see why we would conformal coat. You see this jumper is right above the LED returns, and this is 50 volts of backlight voltage. So we're not Apple, we don't want to send 50 volts into your screen. And we try not to move to and fro. We go up and down with the jumper. That way we don't risk it breaking off. Alright, after that, let's see if he has a brush. Does Lewis own a brush? We want to get as much flux off this board as possible. That contributes to the longevity of this conformal coating. Jumper is still not stable? Is it cold soldered on? Yeah, see. Oh, you can't see. Right here, okay. Oh, 20 bucks. Here's some cash to go towards your bonus. Haha, you overlord. Can you enjoy this time off and miss the benefits of the day? Thank you, thank you. You see, I kind of cold soldered it on. It just comes off if you wiggle it around. I need a better strat for this. Maybe more flux, more solder. That's a oopsie by me. I didn't use the proper amount of flux. Okay, I'm holding it down and I'm just gonna add solder to it. Oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. I made a crisscross situation here. There we go. Pried open. I don't know how that happened. We're just gonna avoid that. That never happened. That never existed. Okay. So we're derailing quickly. I gotta make sure that this jumper does not touch at all. So I gotta conformal coat it like 17 times. Oh, and the jumper came off again? What? The fuck? Does it really not want to stick? How can I get you to stick? Oh, you know, I'll just do it the proper way. I've been running shortcuts all day. So, you make a tiny L. Tiny L. Like so. Whoa. No fun repair. Nothing a little bit of editing magic can't fix. Alright, perfect. Take it or leave it. So I'm gonna brush off all the flux off the board, and I gotta run this jumper not so close to the LED returns. I wanna like move it somewhere over here or somewhere. Something like that. So now I'm just gonna dry off this area. A little bit of heat. It's good enough. All right. And now we conformal coat the heck out this board. Oh wait, I want to do a continuity test one more time. Because I feel like I lost this thing. You... no longer connected. Yeah. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. Okay, one more touch up and we're good to go. All right, now that should be it. That should absolutely be it. Beep test. This side, this side. Hello? You're not beeping? There's too much flux here. Oh, you're not, are you seriously not connected? Okay, that's definitely connected. I can see it connected. Telos, we miss him here. Keep your head up, King. Connected. 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 Are you? There's no way you're not connected. But just in case. I don't want to lose my mind anymore. Connect. Connect. Education connection. I'm sorry, chat. I don't know why I said that. Oh, it's connected. Nice. Okay, I'm just gonna coat this and pray. Oh wait, some more alcohol. Wipe it down. Dry it up. And here come the green. Oh Lord, here come the green. So I'm gonna do a first coat here so I don't get this jumper in the way. And then I'll green it again and again and again. And be blue. Coat and pray, coat and pray. Three, two, one. Next coat. I want to make sure that this backlight one is coated proper. I don't want this moving at all. Or exposed in any way. It'll cause a lot of problems. And I mean a lot of problems. And I'll just get some on this corner and we should be good to go. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Okay. So now the moment of truth, we get to test it. I'm just gonna remove my tape. And now you can see you can't see in comparison. Can I zoom in with this? Yes, I can. Push this forward. And does it focus? Is it autofocusing? Please tell me you autofocus. You don't autofocus. Alright, I guess you don't autofocus. How do I camera? Oh. Screw it. Okay, you guys don't get to see it. Oh, now you motherfucker. Focus, you fuck. So in comparison to this one, now I can stretch it out up to here without it having any issues. And since this side is relieved and this side hasn't failed, you don't really need to replace this. And now that this is now relieved pressure, this won't. I think this side doesn't fail, but there is a chance that it does. But since it hasn't, there's no need to repair it. But if I need to repair it, I'll repair it, you know? So now I'll apply this screen onto my 1707. And we'll turn it. Oh, now I gotta zoom out. Yeah. I want to see it turn on. Or at least I want to know that it's turning on. Boom. So we got 5 volts turning into 20. 300 milliamps. 1 amp. If you see smoke here, let me know. No smoke. I have backlight. Okay, any second now we'll get an Apple logo. And then I'll start moving the screen around vigorously so you guys can see that. Should I put my hand here? Oh, okay, there we go. You fuck. These take. The one thing I don't like about these machines is they take a while to turn on. All right, now you can see I can move the screen up and down. I can open it, close it, theoretically, without it flexgating anymore. You can see the repair has been completed. And I'm going to turn this off before it goes into a customer OS. All right. Now again, that is a Flexgate issue on a 1707. Again, Apple should be replacing these for free. However, they do not. I do not know why. They legit have the same issue as the one that they're currently giving a free screen for, the 1706 and 8s. It's just a different sized, computer. It's still the same year, still the same schematics, same screens. The screens are similar, just not the same size. But, however, if you can't get it from Apple, you can always bring it in, and we usually try to replace the screen because, again, this looks pretty janky. As you can see, there's 4 jumpers that are eventually going to break off. I will coat these to make sure that they don't fail in the future, or but again, we haven't had any issues with Flexgate repairs going horribly wrong. But if you do have this issue, it's a common issue. Try going through Apple first before doing anything. And as always, I hope you guys learned something. Take care. Oh, and thank you for the 20. This is your first stream, then it was excellent. It's not my first, but it's been my first in over 2 years. 2 years? I think I streamed last year in January. It was in the end of December. Ah, jeez. All right. Take care, everyone.